I'm here with Matt Lavars. Now, you are still a student with us?
I am.
I love that.
8 years in.
8 years. You're not the record. Our record for being a student with us so far is 10 years.
It's amazing.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's wonderful.
And they also work here.
Yes.
They're part of the team. It's
amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So you're welcome. This video is going to people who are contemplating becoming a coach, who are getting clarity around their pathway to living their dreams, who are figuring out how to bring it to life for themselves in a way that's going to work for them. You're the perfect person to be chatting with.
Thank you so much.
Because your journey's been so easy and you've made it so effortless.
Nope.
Hopefully that gives people a clue about where we're heading.
Yeah.
So I want to start way back when. So before I say that, I do hear from people, I need to get my act together before I become a coach. Mm-hmm. I need to have it all together before I become a coach. Do you have it together? Put your hand up, those of us who have our acts together. Work in progress.
Completely.
Work in progress.
Completely.
And I hear from people saying, oh, I need to work on myself before I can do that. And we're still both working on ourselves.
Yeah, that's a strategy for never doing
anything.
Because you're never not working on yourself. I think, so I'm 8 years into this, I'm just working on myself better.
Yeah, nice.
Right? But I was, you can never stop working on yourself.
And you've changed what you're working on.
Completely. Completely. It's really crappy problems in the beginning, but then the problems get better and better, higher quality problems as we go.
And there's stuff you become aware of that you want to deal with
Completely.
or let go of. Most of it's letting go.
Completely.
Because we become more aware and in tune with that the longer we're in the journey. So 8 years in, we're just starting to learn what it means to work on ourselves. But we're never going to be arrogant enough to say we've got our shit together and therefore we can coach.
I always feel like I'm at the beginning of something. I'm always at the beginning. So there's never a feeling of I've arrived or now. People say to me, you seem really confident. You must have always had that confidence. That's a very, very common thing.
Really?
And then I get to share a little bit about my story. And I'm like, no, it's an awesome new thing.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to have it now, but let me tell you about all the years that I didn't have it.
And didn't even know it existed.
No, I didn't even think it was possible.
Public speaking was my greatest fear for the longest time. And now, bit of a show pony, frankly.
Yeah, you're amazing.
I really enjoy it. I
Yeah.
never thought I would.
Yeah.
But when I first trained to become a coach, I still didn't enjoy it because I hadn't grown into that part of me yet.
I was the same.
And I hadn't let go of the stuff or had around it or what I told myself about it yet.
Yeah.
And it was never the audience I was scared of course. I thought it was. I was created fear in my mind through my own thoughts.
Yeah.
My thoughts, and as I began to learn how my thoughts were tripping me up and I was believing my thoughts, I thought the crowd was scary.
Yes.
Then I realized, it's my thoughts I'm making myself afraid of.
It's you. Yeah.
But we learn more of that through the coaching. The whole point of the program is to learn that. But we have to go way back. So once upon a time, there was a young man called Matt who didn't know about coaching.
Yes. At all.
Would you please tell, because I do know this story and I think it's really important people hear how it is not, coaching is not designed for the person who has it all together, has always had it together, who comes from a stable background and ticks all the boxes. There are no boxes. No. So where would you like to start?
Well, so I'm a professional coach now, trainer. I love what I get to do. But when I first started, I have what you would probably look at as the exact opposite requirement of what you would want to become a coach. Like I did not have, and it's funny, as I'm saying that I'm thinking, but that kind of is exactly what I did need to become a coach.
I love it.
You know, from the outsider's perspective.
From what I would have known of coaching and what you would have made assumptions about coaching.
Didn't have any of it. So I come from small town in Australia and had a very, it was like a troubled kid. So I didn't really have anything really going for me. I didn't even play sport. So I wasn't really good at sport, wasn't an academic.
No, you were not.
At all. Like I really did. I think if you took away my schooling from my life, I don't think anything would change. Like I didn't learn anything. Essentially, I think it probably was just a bad place for me to be. Yeah. And I got expelled three different times, 3 different schools. I remember my mum really had no other option for me to go to any other school. Like the town said, we're not going to put you in another school again.
We've run out of schools.
We've run out of schools. And then I remember there was one school that accepted me, and it was my only option. And then I failed year 10, so that was for year 10. And they said to me, you're going to have to come back and do it again because you failed, or you can just leave if you want to leave. And I remember just thinking, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not coming back. I took a lot of drugs. I hung around with the wrong crowd. And I was always this far away from doing something very bad, if that makes sense. Like I had a car accident, and it's just, I wasn't really doing anything great. And
you weren't really showing judgment. You hadn't been taught sound decision making. You hadn't been taught how to live a values-based life.
No.
These are all things we need to learn.
Yeah, I didn't really have anyone who I looked up to as a role model or anything like that. But it was really interesting because there was a turning point where I at least asked myself, do I want what all of the people around me have?
Yeah.
That was a defining kind of thought for me. And I looked around me, and I didn't really have anyone who had a great relationship. I didn't know what a great relationship was, but it looked like no one was enjoying themselves. People were mostly divorced. No one likes their job. And no one was really healthy.
No.
And so I just thought...
And no one was that happy.
No one was that happy. No
or
one really,
functional. No.
And I just thought, well, I don't want that.
Did you ever dream?
Well, I couldn't have dreamed.
No.
It wasn't...
They say have a bucket list.
It's another reason why you don't have to have clear goals, because you kind of can't even have clear goals.
You can't, because you don't know yourself enough yet.
No one knows.
Get to know yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Then you start having your goals appear. It's like, oh, so I care about that, do I?
Yeah.
And this isn't for me, and I'm enjoying that, and I need to learn more about, so I can know that about myself?
Yeah.
Let's dive into that.
Yeah.
That's how it's meant to be, this constant unfolding of self. Not, I'm waiting for my life's purpose and then I'll spring.
Yeah.
Because then no one springs.
Completely.
Because life purpose can't appear in procrastination. It just can't, and nor should it.
That's right.
And nor should it.
That's right.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I get to say this quite a bit, but congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Well earned.
It's a pleasure.
I do another time when we do another video for them. We'll share the story of when you came to me and said, can I be a trainer?
Oh, I'd love to do that.
We'll do that story another
Thank you.
time. Yeah.
Absolute pleasure. It's just, thank you. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for having me.
Good on you.